Good evening. Welcome to this meeting of the Make Hawaiian Toastmasters Club. We all know that this is a new year, and if we can only assess how much that we have learned during the past meeting, then I believe, and every one of you should agree, that this will be another such enlightening and learning meeting. Good evening to all of you. And let us start our program by uttering a prayer. Can we all utter a prayer? Can you follow me? Lord, we thank thee for another day that has been made available for this meeting in Toastmasters, Make Hawaiian. Yes, Heavenly Father, thank you because you are guiding all of us to the right way of thinking and to the wholesome and healthy thoughts. Thank you, Lord, and we pray that all of us will really benefit from this meeting and guide every one of us so that there will be an exciting exchange of thoughts. Thank you, Lord, and commit to you this meeting. In Christ's name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
As a member of Toastmasters International NY Club, I promise to attend
Club
meetings regularly,
regularly. To
to
prepare
prepare all of my projects to the best of my ability, basing them on the Toastmasters education program, to prepare for and fulfill meeting assignments, to provide fellow members with helpful, constructive evaluations, to help the club maintain the positive, friendly environment necessary for all members to learn and grow, to serve my club as an officer when called upon to do so, to treat my fellow club members and our guests with respect and courtesy, to bring guests to club meetings so they can see the benefits Toastmasters membership offers, to adhere to the guidelines and rules for all Toastmasters education and recognition programs, to act within Toastmasters' core values of integrity, respect, service, and excellence during the conduct of all Toastmasters activities.
All right. So, fellow Toastmasters, welcome to another meeting of Make Hawaiian Toastmasters Club. And let us call here on stage our Toastmaster of the evening. So let's give it up to Toastmaster Rose Padilla.
Thank you so much to our Vice President of Education, Toastmaster Mark, for your introduction. And good evening to one and all fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. If we have any, I'd like to ask, have you ever considered that your thoughts could literally change the shape of the world around you? Tonight, we dive into a theme that is as fluid and profound as it is profound, and it is called the water experiment. Who's familiar? Who was able to watch the YouTube that we sent in the group chat? Anyone who's familiar? Raise your hand. No? Watch? No?
Did you send one?
This was way back 1990. It was Toastmaster Mark who sent the short clip in our group chat. And it was a Japanese researcher named Dr. Masaru Emoto. Emoto, yes. He conducted a series of experiments that would challenge our understanding of consciousness. He exposed water to different words, pictures, music, and then froze it to examine the crystals under a microscope. And the results were staggering. The water that was exposed to love and gratitude formed beautiful, complex, symmetrical snowflakes. But the water which was told, "You make me sick, I hate you," and other negative things, it produced chaotic and distorted structures. So if thoughts can do that to water, imagine what they do to us. Since our body is approximately 70% water. Tonight, let's ensure our words are as crystalline and as positive as possible. Now let me introduce the role takers for tonight. To ensure that our meeting flows as smoothly as mountain stream, I have a team of technical officials who will help us maintain our structure. To filter out the verbal pollutants like the us, and ums, as well as the unnecessary motions on the screen, please welcome our Fillers in Motion Evaluator. This is Toastmaster Chris Sevillejo. Say hello.
Hi, everyone.
Thank you, Toastmaster Chris. Now, to ensure that we do not overflow beyond our time limits, please welcome our time evaluator. It is Toastmaster Jeff Robles.
Hello, everyone. As your timer, and for our guest, I think Dina is our guest. Am I right?
Oh, we have guests.
We have our guest.
Yeah. As for the benefit of our guest, as the timer, I will take note of the time that you have taken during your speech roles. So please be mindful of the time. Thank you.
Hello and welcome to our club meeting, Dina. I hope you enjoy. And after the meeting, we will be asking for your picture, number one, and then for your, yes, we will take your picture. So you have the whole meeting to prepare your face, and then a feedback for the meeting. Okay, I was introducing the role takers for tonight, and the last technical role taker is the grammarian or the language evaluator, and she is no other than distinguished Toastmaster Armel Gutierrez. Say hi.
Hello, good evening, fellow Toastmasters, especially to you, Dina. Welcome to Make Hawaiian Toastmasters Club. As your grammarian, my role is to listen very well to your statement. I will be taking notes of the diamonds or the dust or the beautiful statements that will be uttered by our fellow Toastmasters tonight. Good evening.
Wonderful. So those are our three technical role takers for tonight. And now we will move on to let's see, we do have to introduce the word of the night. Could I ask our language evaluator to come back on screen?
Yes, I'm back again. Our word of the night is the word mindfulness. The word mindfulness is a noun. It means the practice of being aware of your body, mind, and feelings in the present moment, thought to create a feeling of calm. So tonight, I expect everyone to be mindful of your thoughts, your actions, and just be calm. To use it in a sentence, friends, my tip for you to living a quality life: sleep well, exercise, do a mindfulness practice, or choose the slow lane from time to time. So I encourage everyone to use the word of the night, mindfulness. I challenge each and every one of us to use it. We are 11 attendees tonight, so I'm expecting each one of us will be using the word mindfulness. To give us a sample sentence, may I request our club president, Toastmaster Mar, to use mindfulness in a sentence.
If we could only be exercising mindfulness in what we are doing, much can be accomplished because we will be focused. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Mar. Once again, use the word mindfulness for tonight. Back to you, our Toastmaster of the evening, Rose.
Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Armel, for introducing our word of the night, and that is mindfulness. I guess that is one thing to combat ADHD. If you are there or close, I feel like I'm towing the line between normal and ADHD. Now, back to the program. We move on to the most fluid part of our evening, and this is called the table topics. In Dr. Emoto's rice experiment, a variation of his water work, he placed rice in water and spoke to it every day. The rice that was ignored actually decayed faster than the rice that was insulted. So he has 3 sets. He spoke positive things to one rice, 1 cup of rice. The other cup of rice, he said negative things. And the last cup of rice, he completely ignored it. And that actually decayed faster than the other 2. So this proves that indifference is sometimes more damaging than negativity. So that's a side comment there. The opposite of love is not hate but indifference. It's something you can think about. Now, to make sure that no one is ignored, or maybe some people would like to be ignored in this part of the meeting, please welcome our topics master, table topics master, Toastmaster Oscar.
Yes?
Yes.
Okay. Water is the most ordinary thing in our lives, and yet it may hold one of the most extraordinary lessons about our emotions. We have heard about the experiment from our Toastmaster Rose, and whether or not we accept that science behind it, the message is hard to ignore. What we say, what we feel, and what we carry inside us has the power to shape what surrounds us like water. Tonight, for our table topic session, we go a little lighter. We go basic, personal, and emotional. Water touches our skin. We sustain our being with it when we refresh ourselves when we drink it, and sometimes we complain about it or the lack of it. Fellow Toastmasters and guest Dina, let us all appreciate ourselves as we dive deeper into how our emotions give life to water, or vice versa. There are no right or wrong answers here, just your thoughts and your perspective. You're all encouraged to use the word of the night, which is mindfulness, in your discourse. For our guest, Dina, the eloquent Toastmasters will be using prescribed suggested styles in speech organization, which you will learn as you progress with your Toastmaster journey, if in case you join us. Meantime, if you are called upon to speak, use your personal intuition to explore and expound on the topic assigned to you. The time allowed for everybody is 2 minutes. The green light begins at 1 minute, the amber at 1.5, and red at 2, and shall stay lit until you are done. So if we are ready, here is the first topic. We often experience unannounced unannounced interruption, dirty water, low pressure in our water, and most of the time, unreliable customer service. If you live in Meycauayan or Marilao or the nearby cities, my question is, does or did Prime, and you know what I mean, does or did Prime trigger your emotions? May I call on DTM Christine?
I'm your evaluator, huh? Oh no, I'm general evaluator. Anyway, Prime, I think with Prime you mean the company, but yes, there are sometimes unannounced interruption, and then low pressure, and of course, water is such an important element in our life. You know, I remember a time when there was a severe typhoon and we ran out of electricity, but I was so thankful because water was not interrupted. And so to have an uninterrupted supply of water is always a predicament for us because we have to stock on water. And it happened here even in Loyola because there was an interruption, but it was announced. So we were able to prepare the tank to have enough water for our personal needs like drinking water, and then also water enough to supply for our bathing and all other household needs. So the loss of water will definitely trigger our emotions because it is such an important and crucial part of our daily living. So I hope that whoever the supplier is, or the server of our water supply, that the the interruption of water will not happen, or it may happen if unavoidable, but very rare, because water, definitely we cannot live without water, and it is a crucial part of our daily living. Good evening.
Thank you very much, DTM Christine. And my takeaway from that is that when our basic needs are threatened, we actually flare up. That's the issue there. So sometimes it's we call it escalation loop. You see the problem, and then you stress yourself out, and then you don't have any response, and then it triggers you to become angry and explode your frustration. Thank you, DTM Christine. We go to the next. Aqua Zumba. This is one of the most favorite sports of young ladies, and sometimes senior ladies also would like to try this. And I see that Toastmaster Elise is enjoying. She's on the right side, if you notice.
Yes.
Aqua Zumba involves music plus movement, and this is a natural dopamine release, where dopamine is the neurotransmitter in our brain that tells us that we enjoy it, we like it, we crave for it. Is it true or false? May I call on Toastmaster Mar? Toastmaster Mar?
Yes, this music movement natural dopamine release could be true or it could be false. It could be true if the person is in the state of winding up for the day. But most of the time, it is true. But it can be false if there are other intervening tasks that will require full attention, and the Zumba or the dopamine release could be helpful, or in that case. For me, now that the dopamine is an inward, I believe that there is more advantage if we can integrate music to our movement, and it can really harmonize our thoughts in peace and through the soothing effect of water. Thank you very much.
Lovely answer, Toastmaster Mar. And my key takeaway from that is that actually Aqua Zumba is a heart booster exercise, and a lot of people like it because underneath the water they feel the pressure, the current, and it's also a real dopamine gold mine. And sometimes when you are on it, you always want to let's do it again. So when you socialize and interact with other people, then you enjoy it and you actually release that well-respected dopamine. Thank you so much for that, TMR. Next we go to the psychology of singing in the shower. Why does music sound better in the shower? You see yourself in this slide, TM and IP Jeff. TM Jeff, why
Yes.
does music sound better in the shower?
Dear fellow Toastmasters, have you ever sung inside the shower or during your shower? Of course you are. Even though outside of that shower, you are afraid of letting others know your beautiful voice. For me, it's the music sounds better when you're inside the shower. You know why? Because you are confident and you are imagining that you're a great, very great singer. Imagine you're in a crowd of 10,000 people watching you on a stage singing your favorite song that's your song during that shower. That's where you get your boost of confidence because you know no one will judge you if ever you're out of tune because inside the shower you're in yourself and you know that no one will judge you just being out of tune. And just like in real life, when you think of yourself and not think of others judging you or say something about you, you will feel confidence. You'll feel this boost in your self-esteem when you know that you're doing it yourself and you're enjoying it and not thinking of what others think of you. So, dear fellow Toastmasters, whatever we do, always think that you are singing inside the shower. Enjoy it and imagine you have your own concert with sold out tickets. Thank you, and back to you, TM Oscar.
Wet and wild answer. You hit it in the head, Mr. Toastmaster Jeff. And my key takeaway from that, yeah, you're right. Your brain feels safe because you perform better. No one is judging you, and you are in a concert hall all to yourself. And there's also the default mode when you are actually taking something that you regularly do, like showering. You go into your creative mode and you're able to create music. Your sound is better, and you can even compose a song in the bathroom. And of course, the most important thing is that you are able to release your emotions with this. Thank you so much, TM Jeff. Next, we go to the next slide. Do you sometimes feel you are a fish outside of the water? Do you sometimes feel you are a fish outside the water? Can I call on Toastmaster Chris?
Napapagod na ako. Nakakapagod na kayo. If you remember, that is part of my speech last education meeting.
Mhm.
And it is the same feeling of a fish when it's outside the water. Water is its comfort zone. And sometimes because of challenges in life, we feel like we're being choked by the struggles and challenges and problems that we're facing. But did we take our time to pause and reflect how come we were able to come out of the water, just like the fish? How come we let those situations burden us to the point that we get tired, to the point that we get frustrated, burnt out, and all? However, being outside of the water is not a bad thing at all because it shows you a different side of things. It shows you a broader perspective. That being in your comfort zone is safer, yes. It's better, yes, because it's familiar. However, when you go outside, it's unfamiliar. You can't breathe, you don't know what to do, you don't know how to overcome your problems. But it gives you a different insight, a different perspective of what you're facing right now in your life. And I think that's beautiful because it gives you options, it gives you additional perspective on how you can approach the things that you have in life. And sometimes getting out of the water is the best way for you to grow, to develop your skills, to overcome the situation you are in. So fellow Toastmasters and guests, yes, sometimes it is challenging to be outside of the water, to be outside of the comfort zone or the familiar place that we are in. But remember that the challenges, situations in our life are sometimes are needs to happen in order for us to grow and to improve and to overcome those challenges in our life. Back to you, our table topics master.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Chris. You are a rare fish in the wide blue sea. And your answer hits the nail just like Jeff. My key takeaway on that, human crave for familiarity and control. So if we are outside of our comfort zone, we are exposed and we are vulnerable. And sometimes we say and we shout just like you did, I can't breathe, or ayoko na, something like that. Thank you, Toastmaster Chris. And for the last slide and the last table topic, table topic, we have: do you drown in misery or drown in the open sea? Imagine the feeling. Drown in misery or drown in the open sea? Just imagine the feeling if you haven't been to a situation where you're drowning in water, literally. Can I call on DTM Armel?
It is a combined feeling. Sometimes I'm feeling that I'm drowned in misery and sometimes drowned in open sea. Yet there is a big difference. When I'm feeling I'm drowned in misery, I'm experiencing negativity as if my life is so heavy. I'm feeling the burnt out inside of me. And I would like to brush that away and be mindful and experience my special uniqueness that I am created according to God, the greater purpose. And that's why I challenge myself to forget about the mystery and somehow accept being thrown in the open sea. Because in that perspective, I can be able to experience different feelings. I can be able to challenge myself, accepting the difficulties or the hardship or the problems around me. Being drawn in the open sea gives me the opportunity to stretch myself, to discover myself that I can be more, that I can do more. So, fellow Toastmasters, the misery is just around us. The challenge is how we cope out of those things around us. So instead of drowning ourselves with negativity, let us stand up and just go with the flow and embrace that in every situation or difficulties, there is really a beautiful challenge ahead of us that in spite of those misery or those drowning in the open sea, if we
Bigyan mo nga muna ng tinapay.
yes, bigyan natin ng tinapay yan. if if we challenge ourselves and be mindful that everything comes to us, accept the challenge and stretch ourselves to be in a better form so that we can be able to accept life as it is. Back to you, Toastmaster Oscar.
Thank you, DTM Armel. I hope they don't drown in tinapay. I can just imagine the feeling pag walang palaman.
Yes.
And my key takeaways are: some storms are not in the ocean. And sometimes we feel so overwhelmed in life that we feel like we're drowning. But the key lesson here is that we have to learn how to swim, because life is always a swimming lesson. Let me thank my models for these slides. Elise for the Aqua Zumba, the young Jeff for the shower, singing in the shower, and of course, Mark for this drowning in the big sea. Thank you all for your smart and progressive insights. It's just water. It's just our emotions. But in a true sense, when you are honest about your feelings and when you embrace positive thinking all the times, they resonate like sounds of waves in the vast oceans. It brightens our days and we feel optimistic. If the experiment was valid, then the world will always be a better place to live in. Back to you, Madame Toastmaster Rose.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Oscar, for leading our table topic segment. And thank you to all the models you have included in the presentation.
That's
All right.
ChatGPT.
Yes, and that was our table topic segment. And we will now move on to the prepared speech segment. And as we move on to the next segment, just as Dr. Emoto found, that classical music creates harmonious water crystals. Let's see here. Our speakers have spent time in composing their thoughts into structured masterpieces. So let's see how their ideas have crystallized. Let's see the first speaker. I will introduce our first speaker. He is doing the persuasive influence pathway, and this is his icebreaker project. So that is project 1.1. The objective is to introduce himself to the club and learn the basic structures of a speech. The time is 4 to 6 minutes. And the title of his speech is, he will be evaluated by Toastmaster Erica. The title of his speech are we on an oil crisis and what to do? Interesting. Are we on an oil crisis and what to do? Let's all welcome Toastmaster Jeff Robles.
Thank you, PM Rose. Have you ever gone to a gas station and looked at the price and thought, grabe, ang mahal na. This is the highest price I've ever seen in my life. I still recall what our government say, that there is no oil crisis happening right now. Maybe yes, maybe it's not true, but honestly, even I don't know. Just last Friday, the Philippine peso weakened significantly, reaching around 60 pesos to $1. And when the peso weakens, oil price in dollars becomes even more expensive for us because Philippines is a more import dependent country. So we only have one refinery, which is in Bataan. So recently, I found myself adjusting my budget, rethinking my travel, and even questioning my everyday decisions, all because of the rising fuel prices. I even told my wife, hold on muna tayo sa travel plans. Airlines like Cebu Pacific have already canceled some flights due to higher fuel surcharges. And just this week, the situation became even more alarming. As reported by GMA News, today, diesel prices are expected to spike to more than 130 pesos per liter, while gasoline may go beyond 100 peso per liter as a series of massive oil price hikes enter its third week due to the Middle East conflict. That's not just an increase, that's a warning for us, everyone. And that made me ask a bigger question. Are we actually heading into an oil crisis? And more importantly, what can we do about it? As a supply chain analyst, I sometimes heard that some partners have said that or issued an FM. FM is force majeure, that they cannot supply a certain material because of the war that happened. Mainly because they get their raw materials from Middle East. So everyone, one thing is clear. This resource that we can no longer ignore, and that is oil. So talking about reality, oil is not just about gasoline. It affects transportation, electricity, food production, and even the plastic containers we use daily. So when oil prices goes up, everything follows. So globally, we are seeing a major disruption. Around 20% of the world's oil passes through that critical route in the Middle East called Strait of Hormuz. And with the ongoing conflict, supply is being threatened, pushing prices sharply higher. And here in the Philippines, we are already feeling the impact. The government is encouraging people to reduce travel to conserve fuel. Just recently, or yesterday, a 50% discount on MRT3 and LRT2 was implemented. Some private companies are even considering shorter office workdays to reduce cost. So are we in a crisis? Maybe not a full-blown crisis yet, but we are definitely in that warning stage. And here's the truth. We don't need to wait for a crisis to act. So what should we do? Let me share 3 practical actions, simple, realistic, and something we can start today. First, be more conscious consumers. Everyone, let's tighten our belt. Plan your trips, combine your errands, carpool when possible, and even small actions can reduce fuel demand. And when demand is managed, prices become more stable. Because as I have last seen in the GMA news, our oil reserve will last for 45 days, which is, as our DOE said, is still okay because our maintaining requirements is around 15 days only. So going on, my second practical tip, adapt our lifestyle. We don't need drastic changes, just smarter choices. So cook more at home, reduce unnecessary electric use, and explore alternatives like public transportation. So these are not sacrifices, they are strategies. But what will happen if our manong chupers or public transportation cannot support themselves because there's no price increase of the fare? That's another question that we have to answer. Maybe we'll just use we'll have to go back on using bicycles or walking, which is on the other hand a better option if we walk. But talking of 30 kilometers, oh no, that's really sad if the public transportation stop their operations. But hopefully everything will go to normal as US issued a 5-day ceasefire. But although Iran said that there are no negotiations or peace talks happening, in contrast on what US is saying last night, let's hope that everything will be back to normal. So going on to my third practical tip, we should think long term. Because what happened right now, the bombing on the Middle East, it will take time to get it back to normal. We cannot control global oil supply, but we can control our dependence on it. Support renewable energy when possible, learn new skills, because we need to build an additional income stream, because as oil price rise, the cost of almost everything will follow. All prices will always be volatile, but our response doesn't have to be. As someone in supply chain, I've learned one important principle. You cannot control the market, you cannot predict it, but you can control your strategy. And that applies to life as well. So let me go back to my opening question. Are we on an oil crisis? Maybe yes. Again, maybe no. But better question is this. Are we prepared? Because in the end, it's not the crisis that defines us. It's how we respond to it. It's not bad to think about the worst case, about depleting oil reserves, maybe brownouts, or worse. But dear fellow Toastmasters, let's be ready, let's be prepared. Please share your other practical tips in the GC and be ready to this scenario right now. And thank you, and I look forward to learning and growing with all of you. Back to you, TM Rose.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Jeff, for your speech tonight. And so many thoughts on the speech that you delivered. They say that this is technically not a war, and our government says we are, again, technically not in a crisis just yet. So, the final thought that I had in my mind, along with your closing, is that maybe this is the trigger that will move the world into investing more into, yes, solar energy, renewable resources, and sustainable energy. So we can look into that and not just be dependent on oil products. Kawawa naman yung mga dinosaur. All right, moving forward to our second speaker of the night. Let's see here. He is taking the Motivational Strategies Pathway. Level is 4.2. The project is, let's see here, or the objective of the speech is to deliver a speech that has personal stories which will motivate the audience through describing human behavior in various instances and reactions on our part, which points to underlying principles as the backdrop that shape the speaker's recommendations to the audience. The title of his speech is, Hey, Watch Your Reactions. This is for 5 to 7 minutes, and he will be evaluated by Toastmaster Mark. Let us all welcome with, Hey, Watch Your Reactions, Toastmaster Mark.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Let me share to you a quotation which you have probably heard before. Life is 10% what happens and 90% on what happens to you or how do you react to it. Well, it is a quotation that simply illustrates that while life's events are uncontrollable, our reaction to these events determine the outcome, as well as they bespeak of our resiliency. Are you familiar with the 1960s action song Simon Says? It really is an analogy of life, that in this life we are always reacting to some stimulus. Yes, in this life there are events that are always eliciting our reply and attention. yes, here in this event, what matters is how we think intelligently when it comes. Imagine a person who is promoting his ideas, his personal agenda, gaining audience, gaining ground, and probably gaining you eventually, because you might have experienced that you are seconds away from being convinced or being won by that person. Here is where our unprogrammed response comes into play. Let me give you two examples of this smooth talking guys who almost won me. But I almost made a deal, or I almost bought the idea. The first one, my personal stories. In the 1980s, when I'm still unmarried, financially struggling, trapped in a government offices, and could not transfer to private sector, and aware that of all the people who graduated in our batch, I may probably be one of the few who have not even gone abroad. At that time, the idea of marriage by convenience, meaning you marry an American citizen, you gain American passport, and then you divorce the woman, is prevalent, and it is surest or considered the fastest way to get a U.S. citizenship and be able to escape here from the Philippines. What I remember most is this guy whom I know had not even finished college. And he has been through several marriages. He managed to live in the U.S. and have bought properties. And he has plenty of stories to tell. The second case was when I was told by an office mate, hey, why don't you tell to the director? Why don't you share your personal stories, even love life, even secrets, so that you can be close to him? And I don't want to see you always working quietly, hard every day. Look at me. I have this position because I did it. I thought about it, and his story remained plausible. Why? Because I have been stuck in this position, in a certain position, for more than 10 years. Hence, his story suddenly became plausible to me. Now, with all of this, I have been wondering, where lies the problem? Could it be on the storyteller, or on the person who initiated the action, or on me? Of course, as I pondered about it, I realized who can argue with a person who has achieved success, with a person who has whose ideas work, who did what is considered the smart thing to do, quick fix, shortcut, and the idea became popular. Oh, I cannot do something about it, probably on myself. But as I pondered, I realized that I am really in that position wherein I am most likely to react positively to the message of the person. Why? Because at that time, I found myself vulnerable. At that time, I was ignorant. I am gullible. At that time, I'm also financially needy. And I am tired of being compared to my contemporaries who have achieved financial security. So, with all of this, I realized that I must have overcome this. It's really, when you are in a state of vulnerability, that it's really hard to make a good decision. But I am thankful because I overcome all this when I considered the moral and then the spiritual dimensions and the long-term consequences of what could have been deals with other people, especially coming in attractive packages. So, what can I say about this? Well, one thing I can say that those stories are really strong because they can say the end justify the means. On my part, I countered in my mind, by bearing in mind that not all that glitters is gold. So what can I say to those people about to be drawn by this charismatic speaker who are espousing seemingly attractive ideas? I realized three things should happen. First, I must try to rid myself of all the emotions, like being given to envy, being greedy, being of the desire to outdo others, because they are the emotions that will lead to vulnerability and to be misled. The second, I should really draw from the wealth of my wisdom and experience. I realized that at this point in my life, I should no longer be ignorant. I should no longer be gullible, but I should be making very logical decisions. The third is that we can be strong or not react quickly by being grateful to God, by being content with what we have. All this amounts to the so-called prudence and discernment. Quick reactions, anyone? Your reaction could be quick and wise as well. Good evening.
Thank you so much to our President, Toastmaster Mar, for your speech. Yes, it does. You do have to be mindful or exercise mindfulness when you react to the things around you, because that's the only thing that you can control. All right, moving forward. That was the end of our prepared speech segment. Woo! Talking about the crisis, the oil crisis, made the crystals in my body, the water in my body, chaotic. I mean, I'm already chaotic by default, so I'm not sure what's happening with me anymore. But I will continue introducing our general evaluation segment. Let's see here as we prepare to wrap up our main... Okay, so we've already wrapped up the main segments, the table topics, and the prepared speeches. We are now doing the general evaluation portion. So we will check if the meeting has formed beautiful, complex, snowflake-like symmetrical crystals. We will see if this was noticed by our general evaluator. Welcome back, mabuhay, past international Director Christine Temblique, distinguished Toastmaster. The stage is yours.
Good evening, everyone. It's nice to be back. At least Si Oscar na lang ang gumising na madaling araw. Anyway, it's really home. There's nothing like home, and I feel so happy. So, I noticed that our guest has just left the room, no? So I will not, I will not explain what general evaluation is and just go straight to our general evaluation for everyone's sake, so we can save on time. Okay. Let me start with the table topic session, because the table topic session was definitely very well prepared and it was given by Oscar. Imagine using ChatGPT to input all the making the visuals personalized and inputting the faces. That's why I said, they look familiar. Elise is there, and then I didn't really notice like Jeff was in the shower, but I said, he looks like Jeff when you were calling Jeff, and then Mark in the open sea. So that's very nice, and I think that was something that's very admirable, taking all the time to prepare really for this session. Okay, but let me call the table topic evaluator for tonight, and of course my dear friend who just recently celebrated her birthday, Toastmaster Elise Dolatas.
Thank you for the greetings. Okay. Hello, can you see me? Okay, I think my internet is static. Let me see. Can you see me now? Not yet?
Not yet.
Okay, anyway,
Not yet.
just have to go on with my evaluation. I think I'm having a problem with my video. Fellow Toastmasters, good evening. I'm trying to open up my video, but I cannot open.
We hear you well, though.
Yeah, okay, anyway, you can hear me well. Fellow Toastmasters, it is my first table topic evaluation duty for this year. I'm glad, and I'm happy to see you all. Thank you all for the greetings as well. Christine, okay, I really love the way you expounded on this topic how does your attitude being affected by water interruptions and the low pressure of water flow, and there's a presence of dirty water, and you started off your expounding with, is that the Prime company you're talking about? And that you mean to say Prime would basically trigger my emotions? And so you actually accepted the fact that there Prime problems affect your emotions, and you started off with examples like there was a storm actually, and that was an experience of yours that electricity was interrupted but the water was not, and you were glad that the water was not interrupted. Sabi nga ng lola ko, mawala na ang kuryente, huwag lang ang tubig. So it seems, okay, assume or non-assume, definitely it triggers your emotions. And I love the way you told the story about this storm that electricity was not interrupted. And as usual, Christine, you delivered it very confidently, very affluent. And please tell us more of your experiences in regards to these things that trigger your emotions. Christine pa mag-trigger ng emotions. Okay. Fellow Toastmasters, I also would like to present Mar expounding on the Aqua Zumba principle. If the music, the movement releases the natural dopamine, of course. We know that the natural dopamine that is being secreted in the part of our brain, basically, I think it is in hypothalamus. It is a hormone that is otherwise known as, I remember it as a smile hormone, a feeling good hormone. That's the reason also why you observe that in Zumba classes, even if they do not know the steps, they are all happy and they're all laughing. It's because of the release of this dopamine, no? And so Mar went on to elaborate that music, accepted the fact that music and the harmony, harmony effect of the steps, the harmonious effect of the choreography with the music basically suits stressed muscles. And with, of course, there are interfering tasks. He said that there are requirements that needs to be attended on with this interventions while doing this aqua zumba. And he presented it very well. And kaya I just want Mark to lessen his gesture of looking upward and kind of overthinks most of the time. And other than that, Mark, I mean, you have been my favorite table topic expounder. I've always bet on you to become our table topic contender. Okay, and so also I want to cover also with Jeff's expounding. And Jeff, I love the way you expound tonight. I think you're in your element tonight.
Yeah,
Same thing with what you have delivered your
I
speech.
agree.
Later. Yeah, you have delivered this table topic with too much, parang yung convictions mo, you really express on on the way you delivered this expounding, and while you said that definitely singing in the shower would trigger the way your imagination works, as if like the tickets are being sold in your concert. You have this imagination that you are a really big star, a good singer, and you put your heart in it. I can feel that you are really delivering a very good table topic expounding on this. And you were talking about that you were confident because no one will judge you while you are in the shower, and this is where you get your confidence. You pretend that there is the private, you have a private stage, and I believe you are practicing this because you are you have expressed this as if you are actually doing this. Singing in the shower as of the moment, okay? And we do hope that you sing in one of our Toastmaster meetings one of these days. We love to hear you sing, Jeff. Also with Chris, I really like the way you expounded. Do you feel you are a fish outside the water? And this basically showed us the true Mary Chris, the one who loves challenges in life. Okay, and we basically felt that Chris is a strong-willed woman because in what you have said, outside our comfort zone, we stretch our perspectives, we stretch our skills, and as if you are saying there is basically no victory without going out of our comfort zone. And this is what we know of you, Chris, the warrior woman that you are. And I know that you have there was conviction in your delivery because that is basically who you are. Okay, the warrior princess, of Toastmaster, Chris. I love it, Chris. Thank you so much for that insight. Our last speaker is Armel, and I really admire Armel because despite of mixed emotions, no, and you were talking about being aware, the word of our night, being mindful of what's going on around us. And this was a challenge for you when you say you drown in misery and you drown in open sea, and you are actually opening yourself up for this kind of challenges in your life. And I can feel that you have mixed emotion in this, but you definitely expounded the quotation very good because you were expressing yourself in many dimensions. And as is yung naalala ko sa'yo, the mixed emotion that you would like to flow whatever the waves go. And that is Armel. She's very flexible. She flows where the waves takes her. Thank you so much for the time. Thank you so much. DTM Oscar Soriano, our future DTM, for all the very good topics and my picture there. Thank you. Send me the pictures. Send us the pictures. Thank you so much. Good evening, everyone.
Thank you, Elise. I'm sure you will agree with me that Elise has definitely been very observant and listened well to the table topic speakers. So she has actually observed and mentioned the good points, the strong points that our table topic speakers have how our table topic speakers performed tonight. And kudos to Jeff. I agree with Elise when she mentioned that Jeff was in his element today. And I'm sure Oscar was right in saying that he really nailed the topic on its head. So there are only a few things, Elise, that I may suggest to you when you are making an evaluation. Maybe avoid repeating part of the speech, and do not be reluctant in, let's say, suggesting what I have to improve on. I mean, all of us are sometimes failing in performing to our best. So be brave enough to say, Christine has to maybe express his emotion, something like that, because you repeated our part of our speech and this happened with Mar and myself. But for Jeff, I agree 100%. For Chris, I think you also maybe suggest how Chris can improve her table topic speech. But you made the right observation in saying that Chris is definitely one who loves challenges. For Armel, the right impression, mixed emotion and flexible, and maybe just give how Armel also can improve on the table topic speech. Okay, and of course, you're right. Oscar definitely made a splendid job of preparing the table topic session tonight, not only for the splendid visuals, but of course, it's very thematic with the theme tonight of the water element. Okay, so now we proceed to our prepared speeches, and we have two speakers for tonight. Our first speaker was Jeff again, and he will be evaluated by Toastmaster Erica. Toastmaster Erica, please
Hello.
proceed.
Hello, thank you, DTM Christine. So, good evening, everyone. I am Erica, the evaluator of TM Shell. Are we on crisis or are we prepared when there is a crisis? That's the question that embedded in my mind when I heard TM Shell speech. I would like to congratulate because he was able to provide or create a structured speech where he stated to us the current problem of our current problem when it comes to gas and diesels. He informed us the current news, and last he also gave the credibility, especially when he stated that as a supply chain analyst. He did not only expound those information, but he also provided a practical solutions, which they are explained well. He said to be prepared in a crisis, we should be mindful on these three things, such as being a conscious consumer, adapt our lifestyle, and last is to think long term. With that, my recommendation for TM Chef, actually it's only one. It's to to give more emphasis when there is a word you want to make us more remember, such as such as the examples that was given earlier for the practical solutions. And that's all. Thank you. I will now give the floor to our general advisor. Thank you.
Okay. So thank you, Erica, for the. I know your connection is quite bad, so we there are some intermittents in our listening to your evaluation. But nevertheless, let me supplement whatever evaluation you gave, because they're actually good and very reflective of how Jeff has delivered the speech tonight. Rose, if I'm not mistaken, this is an icebreaker.
Yes,
For-
it should.
for Jeff?
Icebreaker, yes.
An icebreaker for what path?
Persuasive influence. That's
Persuasive
my
influence.
third pathway po.
Okay, but this is like your third pathway, but this is level 1, right?
Yes.
An icebreaker. Okay, so this is actually more than an icebreaker. It can pass for the second speech, level 2, which is speak with a purpose, because I think this topic really delves on our current oil crisis. And so this is actually with the purpose, because you taught us how to strategize and deal with the crisis that we are dealing with during this time. So this may be not exactly an icebreaker, but anyway, it speaks of how your mind works also. So I could say it serves to purpose and icebreaker at the same time, speech with a purpose. Of course, we learned how organized you are and how practical you consider things that's happening around you. You gave us it's really a complete opening, body, and conclusion. At the end of your speech, you gave us 3 strategies to deal with your question, with that topic that you dealt with in your speech. So congratulations, Jeff. And I think this is something similar to when you were speaking, when you gave a speech about cryptocurrency or I was also impressed by that speech. So you like to deal with this kind of speech, and it's very impressive. So congratulations, Jeff. And one suggestion only that I can give is, when you are delivering, because you have good materials, but there's got to be more conviction when you are saying. Just be very emphatic with certain points in your speech, especially when you were telling us about the strategy. So the impact will be greater on your audience. But other than that, congratulations for a well-developed speech, Jeff.
Thank you.
So let us go with our second speech, prepared speaker, Toastmaster Mar, and our evaluator is distinguished Toastmaster Mark Edrada.
Mindfulness in our reactions is a necessity, because our reactions can give way to a beautiful story. Toastmaster Mar, you delivered your speech with gusto, and I felt the passion of delivering your message very intently. In this reaction, I will give you a heart button on your opening statement, because you quickly introduced Simon Says to young people like me. So I just knew now that what Simon Says was. Second, you concretized your speech by having 3 personal speeches or stories, because you supported your entire speech with your stories. And third, Your speech objective of delivering personal stories of motivation was fulfilled. Now, to give you the best shot on your speech, I will give you a like button as reaction to your speech. So you can be a better speaker by making your delivery more animated. What do I mean? One of the effective ways of delivery story is to be Disney. So leverage the vocal variety, the humor, the emotion. Your story could be sad, but by having a humor injected to it, it will make the speech more lively or livelier. Second, on the organization. In delivering your speeches, be mindful on the fluidity of the stories by having transitionary statements. So when we say transitionary statements, you had 3 stories and you may connect those stories. So connecting stories after stories. That way, your speech will be fluid. And it would be easier for the audience like me to understand the flow of what you're talking about. And then third, for the content. We all know the story message gain speech pattern. And in delivering a message or a game, make it in the second person point of view. Because you are conveying your call to action to your audience. I noticed earlier that you were mentioning I should as a message. I should be like this, I should be like that, I should be this way. Instead, you may say, you should, because you are talking to your audience. To summarize Toastmaster Mar, you did well on quickly introducing the Simon Says. You supported your statements by having these 3 personal stories, and your speech objective was fulfilled. And you may be a better one by having your delivery more animated, by having these transitionary statements across stories and paragraphs, and by having or by conveying the second person point of view when delivering your message or your game in the entire speech. So Toastmaster Mar, I challenge you to incorporate more humor in your future speeches. That way, you will be mindful enough to engage with your audience. Back to you, distinguished Toastmaster Christine.
Thank you very much, Mark. And I'm sure you are rightfully really an evaluation contestant because you gave a complete evaluation of Mark's speech. And I agree with every point that you made. The inclusion of humor, and definitely Toastmaster Mar, whenever he delivers speeches, the mindfulness of the topic, the concept is always on a level that transcends the normal discussion in the speech. So I like the fact that he started with life is 10% what happens and 90% on how you react to it. So I think that spells the entire meaning or concept or context of the speech. So I think I would like to commend Mar for opening in that way, and the organizations was definitely very, very fluid, telling us stories. And I think he was quite animated when he was telling us about this fake marriage in order to gain more opportunities. So when Mark told us to input humor, I think this is the part where you can input humor to animate your audience or to engage your audience. But overall, you really met the purpose of your speech of making derivative stories and giving your audience the takeaway. So congratulations, Mark, and of course, Toastmaster Mar.
Thank you.
Now we go to our technical evaluation. We have 3 technical evaluators, and I would like to start with our language evaluation by distinguished Toastmaster Armel. Armel?
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, DTM Christine. As your language evaluator, I have listened mindfully with your use of words and statements and jotted down some of it, and here it goes. For the use of words, I love these words when you utter the words predicament, escalation loop, intervening, resiliency, vulnerability, gullible, being grateful, prudence, and discernment. And here are the statements coming from you, from distinguished Toastmaster Christine. Water is such an important and crucial part of our daily living. And from Toastmaster Jeff, whatever we do, especially in the shower, always think you are singing and having a concert with sold out ticket. Wow, Jeff. Amazing statement. You are really at your element for tonight. And from the future distinguished Toastmaster Oscar, you said that learn how to swim because life is a swimming lesson. And from Toastmaster Chris, it is challenging to be outside of the comfort zone, yet the challenges in life makes us stronger. And from Toastmaster Mar, you said that I draw from the wealth of my wisdom and expertise and make logical decisions. Wow. I wish I could say those words too.
Lalim,
Well,
no?
ang lalim po. Ibang klase po talaga Sir Mar. Ibang klase. So our goal for tonight is to, of course, use the mindfulness words for tonight. And Toastmaster Rose used it, as well as DTM Christine and also myself. For those of you that I did not hear na you use it, and sorry for that. Baka may iba lang iniisip. Well, our goal for tonight is to create a space where words flow effortlessly and ideas shine through with minimal grammatical distractions. Hindi ko po masyadong napansin yung grammatical distractions because I'm so focused on the way you utter those words and those statements that comes from your heart. So that's my report as your Grammarian Rivera for tonight. Sabi nga nila, di ba? Ayun, back to you, DTM Christine.
Thank you, Armel. Oh, that really shows that you're listening because you picked up a lot of words of wisdom from the attendees tonight. So thank you, Armel. Let's now go to our space filler counter. So Toastmaster Marie Chris, our warrior, and swimming with with challenges. Take it away.
Fellow Toastmasters, tonight I'll be using a simple framework to highlight how our words and emotions shape the energy of our meeting. Let me just quickly share my screen. With mindfulness, we became more aware of how we speak and how we move. As I did my role for tonight, I categorize our speakers as crystal speakers and our ripple speakers. What does it mean? The crystal speakers, they deliver their speech with clarity, with confidence, and did not use a lot of, or they did not really use any fillers and any disruptive motions as they deliver their speeches, facilitate the table topics, the evaluations, and their prepared speeches. And for our ripple speakers, those are our speakers who uses fillers, a bit of fillers and some motions that distracts or disrupts their speeches and create a small waves as they deliver their speeches. So you can see in the presentation, we have our crystal speakers. So hooray for our table topic facilitator, TM Oscar, our table topic speakers, DTM Christine, Toastmaster Jeff, Toastmaster Armel. I wasn't able to monitor mine when I was delivering my table topics earlier. Prepared speeches, of course, for Toastmaster Jeff, and the evaluation from Toastmaster Erica and Toastmaster Mark, which I was not able to put it there. And for our recall speakers, unfortunately, some of them were able to unconsciously use and as you can see in your screen. Fellow Toastmaster, please don't take this negatively if you are categorized under the recall speakers. Again, with mindfulness, we can transform ripple waves or the use of our feelers and motions into crystals, helping us to become more intentional, more connected, and more impactful as communications. And in addition to that, some improvements that our prepared speakers can apply for their future deliveries. For Toastmaster Jeff, in terms of the motion evaluation, I noticed that you were looking a bit downward, and it clearly indicates that you are reading your presentation. I suggest that in your next speech, you can adjust your camera so we can see your handsome face online, and then we can clearly feel, even if it's virtual, that you are confident in delivering your piece. The same with Toastmaster Mar. I encourage you to position your camera as well in an angle that we can see your face fully, because we can only see like 3/4 of your face, and it's a bit distracting, and it somehow disrupts our focus from your speech. But overall, both of your speeches are amazing, and that's my report. Back to you, our Toastmaster, our General Evaluator, Distinguished Toastmaster Christine.
Thank you. Thank you, Marie Chris. We just finished 2 of our technical evaluator. Let me now proceed to our third and last technical evaluator, Toastmaster Jeff, for the timing report.
Thank you, DTM Christine. As your timer, my role is to ensure that all speakers follow the allotted time for each segment. Time is essential not only for keeping our meeting on track, but also to help our speakers to be disciplined on delivering their message effectively within the allotted time. So here's my timers report. We started 7:01. The table topic session started 7:16 and ended 7:37. It took 21 minutes. We are above 6 minutes on the allotted time on the program, which is 15 minutes. For the table topics speeches, DTM Kat, DTM Christine has 1 minute and 37 seconds within time. TM Mar 1 minute 11 seconds within time. TM Chris 2 minutes 19 seconds within time. DTM Armel 2 minutes 24 seconds within time. For the prepared speeches, TM Mar 7 minutes 56 seconds over time. For the evaluation portion, for the table topics, our table topic evaluator is overtime, which has 8 minutes and 30 seconds. For the prepared speech evaluations, prepared speech evaluator number 1 has 2 minutes and 27 seconds, which is still on time. Very good. For our prepared speech evaluator number 2, we have 4 minutes and 8 seconds, which is overtime. And for our technical evaluators, for the language evaluator, we have 2 minutes and 45 seconds overtime. And for our feeler and motion evaluator, 3 minutes and 31 seconds overtime. I'm sorry, for DTM Armel, our language evaluator, we're still on time because we have only 2 minutes and 45 seconds. So to conclude my timers report, just like in our Theme Tonight, the water experiment, where our emotions or subtle thoughts will affect how the water behaves, we also have to be aware of our time always and become disciplined on how we deliver our speech within the allotted time. Because whenever you have a chance to become a resource speaker, you will only have an allotted time and you have to consume it and use it wisely. So thank you everyone, and I'll return the control back to our General Evaluator, DTM Christine.
Thank you, Jeff. Definitely, I couldn't really, I couldn't help but say that up until your technical evaluation, you are really in your element.
Agree.
Because you were
It
able to
must be the
deliver.
Badanes trip.
Yeah. It must be, there must be the crystals are now harmoniously aligned for Jeff tonight. Well, anyway, as I was saying, no matter if you are but if you are being a technical evaluator, this is a very difficult job because you have to listen to all the speakers from beginning to end, and it takes a lot of mindfulness in order to do this. That's why whenever I'm asked if I want to be one of the language evaluator, I said no, because my mind constantly gets on floating, especially when I'm listening and I get engaged with the speaker. So I forget to time, I forget to record. But anyway, this is a difficult job. So consider this as also a speech with an opening, body, and conclusion. And just like Jeff, he opened with a certain message, made his report as the body, and then gave us certain message, particular message at the end of the speech. This also was done by Chris, giving us some messages, and also by Armel. So remember that whenever you give a report, no matter how brief it is or how succinct it is, there must be an opening, body, and conclusion, like a Toastmaster, a real Toastmaster. So tonight, thank you to all our evaluators. Let me now proceed to our Toastmaster of the day. Rose, of course. How can we make a mistake with giving Rose the role of being the Toastmaster of the evening? She made some researches and gave us the experiments made by Masuro Emoto. I was also trying to ask ChatGPT, what is this water element, and how our emotions affect. If we have time, maybe I will try to do the experiment, but there's no time, just to prove that it is really wrong and it is happening. But definitely, Rose actually made us interested in the aspect of the water element by giving us certain experiments done by Emoto. So maybe with the video, you should have probably pinned it again, because I was not able to see the earlier video given by Mark. But you made your navigation of the program very interesting by doing some interception of the stories between the parts of the program. So congratulations, Rose, for making the program very interesting and very organized. You also introduced all the speakers, giving us the information necessary to give us a glimpse of who the person that will come next to be the head of the session in the program. So congratulations. And now for the evaluation of the entire program, I think we created harmonious crystals in the process of the program tonight. We were very productive, and everyone enjoyed the meeting, especially the theme for tonight, although it was, I would say, a serious topic, but still we were able to make some fun out of it. We were able to entertain ourselves, and in the process, we enjoyed the topic no matter how serious it was. We also learned something about this water and the connection of water synchronized with our emotions. Let's hope that we will always create harmonious, not discordant crystals, but because our positivity must always prevail, no matter if we are swimming in the open sea, like Oscar said, life is a swimming lesson, and we must always create the crystal that will create harmony in our lives. So good evening, and I hope that our program has made everyone happy, and we will go out of this meeting with something added to our mind and something that made us happy tonight, because we were together with our friends and members, and definitely added something to our knowledge and wisdom tonight. So good evening, and may I now return the control of our proceedings to our Toastmaster of the evening, Toastmaster Rose.
Thank you so much for your beautiful words, distinguished Toastmaster Christine. And I'm sure that with that, together with the evaluators, we have sown positive energy to each other. And tomorrow will grow a little bit more beautiful than we were yesterday, or than what we are now. All right. And the disclaimer, I am just the substitute Toastmaster of the evening. The research is mainly made by distinguished Toastmaster Mark. So let's give him the credit for that. Yes, thank you. And before I leave, or I transfer the control to our Vice President of Education, I will leave you with this thought from Dr. Emoto. He said, if you feel safe and secure, your water will be beautiful. If you feel fear, your water will be ugly. We have the power to curate the vibrations in our lives through the words that we speak to ourselves and to others. And fun fact, this was already declared by Toastmaster Mark. This is the last mind-boggling scientific topic that we will have, on top of the quantum mechanics and the Fibonacci meetings that we had. So our brains can take a break. Tonight tonight we have practiced speaking with intent and listening with grace. Let's carry this love and gratitude out into the world and see what beautiful structures we can create. This has been your Toastmaster of the evening, Rose, and I return the control now to our Vice President of Education, Toastmaster Mark.
To our prepared speakers, please mark your speech projects as completed right after this meeting. And to our prepared speech evaluators, you may now complete and send digital evaluation forms to your assigned speakers. And of course, once again, let us greet our Toastmaster Elise Delatas. A happy birthday this March. Happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday po!
Happy birthday po!
Thank you.
Happy
Thank
birthday,
you,
Elise.
Maria.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Next meeting, our next educational meeting will be on April 14th, 2026 at 7 p.m. with the theme, The Lemon Law Philippines, as we will empower our fellow Toastmasters with an understanding of the consumer rights under the Philippine Lemon Law. This will be hosted by Toastmaster Ana Aborde as our Toastmaster for that evening.
When is the face-to-face? Oh, I'm
Eto na
sorry.
ba? Once again, we will have our face-to-face education meeting on April 18th at 2 p.m. to be held in Ben's Halo-Halo. Saan po ba yung Halo-Halo? Ben's Halo-Halo in Manila, Bulacan. The theme of our face-to-face meeting will be the Social Climbers Club. Interesting. And I encourage everybody to wear something that would make you appear to be a social climber for entertainment purposes. So we have Adidas, you can wear Abibas. It's something like that. Our face-to-face educational meeting, Abibas po. So
Ano yun?
merong
Binaliktad.
binaliktad po, Abibas.
Or bagansyala na bag.
Oo.
Chala,
Yes.
chala.
Bahala siya, ganyan. Our face-to-face educational meetings will be done once every 2 months. So see you there, everyone. To our viewers on our social media platform, we invite you to join us to our regular educational meetings every second and fourth Thursday of the month at 7 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. This is done online via Zoom. Admission is free. And don't forget to follow us on our official social media accounts, Facebook, Instagram, Threads, and you can email us on our Gmail account as well. For more personal and professional lessons about communication and leadership, please download the previous issues of the Toast, the official e-newsletter of Make Hawaiian Toastmasters Club. Download it for free by scanning the QR code at your screen. Thoughts and feelings play an important role in our lives. Since our body is composed mainly of water, being at peace mentally and spiritually gives us a feeling of harmony inside ourselves. Now, let's go global. Our world is composed of 75% water. What do you think will happen to the world when all 8 billion people think and feel of love, peace, and gratitude in unison? I'm sure a miracle will happen in front of our eyes. Fellow Toastmasters, see you next meeting. I am your Deputy Vice President for Education, Chris Vallejo, and this is the family that keeps up and looks further in learning more.
Yeah.
This is Make Hawaiian Toastmasters Club. Back
Yes.
to you, President Mar.
Yes, this evening has turned from regular to special evening. Thank you, because we
Outstanding.
took a glimpse about one of 4 basic elements, that is water. And from them, we were able to fish out so many ideas, so many things to talk about. So, it was a wonderful evening all in all. By the powers vested in me by the Toastmasters International, entrusted upon me by the Make Hawaiian Toastmasters Club, I now adjourn this meeting.
Together we stand side by side. In this family we confide. Rise and lead. Together we succeed. In our hearts we believe. Rise and lead. Facing fears one step at a time. Helping each other climb. With every word and every rhyme. Hand in hand we chart our course. Unity is our greatest force. Our family's a powerful source. Rise and lead. Together we succeed. In our hearts we believe. Rise and lead. Hand in hand we chart our course. Unity is our greatest force. Our family's a powerful